Welcome back, friend. Nobody wants to think about disaster. Nobody wants to be afraid. No one wants to be anxious. I'll grant that. But we still need to be prepared. So, how do you spell relief in a disaster? Gauze. Gauze. Oh. And more gauze. If somebody has a cut, you need sterilized gauze. That's what this is. We've got a lot of it here. And color coordinated. If you're going to wear blue, and I'm colorblind, so it would be useless for me to even tell what I'm looking at here. But these wraps are self-adhesive. This one's pink? Thank you. All right, well, that'd be for the girls in the house. This is a self-adhesive wrap. The wound is cleaned out properly with rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide, and then you put on the Neosporin with the antibiotic ointment in it, and then you wrap it with gauze. And then you seal the gauze with this self-adhesive, and then you change the bandage, all right? And you keep looking for infection. By the way, speaking of keep looking for infection, in the last century or 2 centuries ago, people were having 8, 10, 12 children, right? Many women died in childbirth. Some families only had 3 or 4 children that made it to adulthood. They lost many of their kids when they were young. They died, they buried them. One of the leading causes of death was infection, just simple infection. We didn't have antibiotics back then. We now have much longer life expectancies. Very few of us, thank God, bury our children in their infancy or in their youth because of the advance of medicine. But if the pharmacy is closed, if the doctors are not available, what do you do? Well, in the Survival Medicine Handbook, page 490, they point something out that I want to point out. I'm not a doctor, and you need to read, do your own research, but this is fish antibiotic. Can you get a close look at here? This is an antibiotic for fish. Now, what they point out, which I found really interesting, was that the ingredients for the fish antibiotic and for a human antibiotic are the same. Look at these pictures you're seeing. And the contents are the same. In fact, the same, it appears that the same manufacturer makes them. One is for humans, you need a prescription. One is for fish, you get to be the doctor for your fish. If there is no way to get an antibiotic in a normal means, but you have some fish antibiotic, I'm not saying you should do this, but these doctors are saying if it's the difference between you dying or one of your kids dying because of an infection, you need an antibiotic, and the fish antibiotic is what you have, and it saves your life, it might be worth having. I've got to go to the bug out bag. But first, if you need a good doctor, that doctor better have one of these.
No, Randall, no.
I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back. We'll talk about the bug out bag.